Hi everyone, welcome back to the Migrant Moods podcast. So I'm here today. I have with me Milana, who's going to be co-hosting this episode with me. And this episode really is just in the spirit of the festive season and trying to just, uplift all of your moods and really wanting to have an episode that just really celebrates this festive season and kind of prepping all of us to get into the new year. So for this episode, we have a mood word for it. So the mood word that we have is new beginnings. And Milana, would you like to explain why we chose this mood word?
Yeah, definitely. So I think because Christmas and like just the holidays, like this is like literally 1 month before the we enter the new year, so the new year of 2024, which is really exciting. But I think also with the excitement is kind of like
Mm,
also a lot of agitation and anxiety because people are so perfectionist and like they just want to kind of end on a good note. They need finish off all the things, kind of prepare their resolutions for the new year, and also because we want to step into the new year with perfectly. So we need to sort everything out
yeah,
and then also prepare for the year ahead. But we don't really have time, so it's a bit weird situation. But yeah, so
yeah,
this mood word, new beginnings, is like we're getting prepared for that new beginning of the new
right.
year because we want it to be in the way that we prepared for it in a proper way.
Yes, and I so agree because it's also like we chose it because also like we know in December 25th is Christmas and everyone is like focusing on Christmas, but I also feel like other people like people will also be focusing on like 5 days left of 2023, so people will be focusing on trying to like finish everything for 2023 and trying to leave it behind because once it hits January 1st 2024, it's a new chapter for everyone. It's a new page and it's new 365 days for people to like refresh and restart everything. So I feel like just this festive period, like although it focuses highly on Christmas, but it's also like a month. December is a month where everyone is trying to finish everything off and trying to leave the year before behind and trying to focus on the new year. So I really agree with what you said.
Yeah, so like Abdullahi, taking on that, what is your approach to this? Like, what do you do to prepare for the new year, or like, yeah, what's your kind of ritual, or what do you do for that?
Ooh. So what I do for that, I don't really have like a big ritual. So what I do is, for example, now like I'm doing my masters at LSE. So like for me, it's like lots of essays, and because my masters are full time and it's 1 year, so like for this, for example, for this festive season, I know like all I'm doing is like assignments because I'm Muslim, so we don't really celebrate like Christmas, but we do like in my family, like our traditions, we acknowledge that it's a festive season. Like my brother and like we try and get my mom to make our favorite food that she hasn't made in a very long time, and we try and really convince her like. Mom, make this food because it's the spirit of like festive season. So we, we don't really like celebrate it with like turkey or all of that. So we just like we acknowledge that it's Christmas and it's like when everyone is in the festive season. So just try and like basically eat like our favorite foods in that period and basically try to be together as a family and try and focus on that. So and this year is particular for me. I really try and be present, even though I've got like essays to write. I just really because I know for me like for the festive season. One thing that I always do is really try to be present because as you know, Milan, I'm always like doing one thing after the other. So it's very, very important for me to be present. And another thing I do is like I really prep. I'm very big on New Year resolutions. So New Year resolutions is another thing like I spend 5, 10, 15 minutes to focus on. One thing I've always done is like I want to be better for the next year. So even like for example now I'm added to my New Year resolutions list is like to pick up on my French again because although I'm highly focusing on Spanish, I also kind of want to pick up on my French. So like that's one just mean little things for personal development and I know I'm going to be enjoying for the new year. So it's just little things like that. Like that's what I kind of do to prep for that new year and also trying to like leave my plan to also like leave 2023 behind and trying to be present and focus on 2024.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And do you celebrate New Year more?
Oh yes, New Year. Celebrate New Year a lot more. Yes, yes, definitely celebrate New Year a lot more. And so like one of the rituals that we do is like we start like my family. We gather around and like we start with prayers. So I'm often like the one now. I used to be like one of my parents leading like starting doing prayers, but like now it's me. So I always like lead the New Year with prayers and just pray for all of us being able to like be alive for 365 days, and you know, and like just being alive and like being able to see a new year, new page, new beginning. So we do that, and then we just like take the day like January 1st, similar to Christmas, just be together. For me again, I'm gonna try because after January 1st, I have like a deadline on the 5th of January. So like my new year this year is not gonna be like free as last year. So because I remember last year was different. I was like coming to 2023. I remember like I was doing university applications for masters, which I'm so thankful for now. Going in January, going into 2024, I'm now like doing my masters and trying doing assignments, which you know also kind of goes to my point about if you're listening and if you have dreams and goals, it can happen no matter how long it's going to take. It will eventually happen. Like, in January 2023, I wasn't like, I know I was just doing the master's applications and praying that I get in with a scholarship. Now that I'm going to January 2024, I'm doing my master's at like one of the top universities and like on a scholarship and doing assignments as well. So if you're listening, like any young person, any young migrant, like just know like wherever you're aiming for, whatever your dreams and goals are, just work towards it. Just continue to work towards it, no matter how long it takes. Just because one day it's gonna happen. So never give up. So like that's one of the New Year traditions that we do. Is just mostly praying and then just really being together and present.
Yeah, sounds great because I think it's also similar in my country. Like I'm from Kazakhstan, and we like there's no really thing about Christmas, like it is like in Western countries, and yeah, so it's like more about New Year. Like New Year is really celebrated, it's kind of fun, and like even because my family celebrated Christmas,
Yeah,
but and because we're Christians. But then I think like I especially in the recent years I was like, well, we don't really like like you said in New Year's you pray
right.
and you do that. I think that is really good because as a Christian I'm like, well, we celebrate Christmas as a holiday, but like we don't really put in the deep meaning into it. So like, well, if Christmas is about like it's a religious thing, but like it's kind of like the way it's portrayed now and the way it's like celebrated is not really, it doesn't have that deep meaning anymore.
Yes,
Like, and especially like yeah, it's kind of
e-
the way it turned into something like different.
exactly. Yeah, I also think it's like with the shopping and like Oxford Street is always busy in the new year, and Christmas is not just about the shop. And like I know people still have the meanings of like Christmas, but in their heads it's also like about spending time with family. But just like now, I think it's more about Christmas shopping, Christmas shopping, Christmas shopping, which which is also fine. But I think was like losing the meaning of Christmas a little bit with like the shopping, because even like
Mhm.
I'm from Nigeria, so like back in Nigeria, it's mostly like Christians that would celebrate it, kind of similar to like what the stuff you do in your country as well, Milana. It's like mostly Christians celebrate it because in Nigeria it's like Muslims and Christians. So when it comes to Christmas and Eid, because we know like Eid is like celebrated by Muslims, and then with Christmas it's mostly celebrated by Christians, and like and we like Muslims get like invited to stuff if they have Christian friends or family members. So like it's kind of similar to yours. We Muslims like really just taking that new year and just really acknowledge in a big way it's a new year. Basically, that's kind of we do in my family. So all the like attention that we didn't give Christmas, we give it to the new year because it's like a new beginning. So I completely get where you're coming from.
Yeah, definitely, and it's so interesting. Like I think worldwide as how these holidays are celebrated or they have different holidays, and like it's I think that's so amazing. And yeah, but I think like in terms of the holidays, I think everyone has that sense no matter like what holiday it is or like what they do, but it's like that sense of connection. And because we're all so busy, we finally have that time to be at least for one day, at least hopefully for one evening, to be together and just sit
Yes,
together, eat food. And yeah,
yes.
like you said, like being
Mm.
present hopefully. And I think that I'm gonna do. Like I'm like,
Oh
no,
yes.
I'm turning off my phone. I don't care. I don't have. I like hopefully in these days I'll just kind of finish off my
Yeah.
work so I can leave myself in a good
Yes.
place and like
Yeah.
no. I don't care about anything. Like if the world collapses or anything, but I just need to be present in this day, like with my family.
Yeah. My parents are always trying to give me warnings like, do not be doing anything crazy on the 1st of January. Like even now, because they know how busy I always am, and because we've like it's now the end of term. for my first semester. And my parents are like, I hope you're not going like out and about for this break. I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm always busy. They're like, I don't want to hear like you being busy. I want you to be like at home present. So it's always just like funny battle with my family of like me being not busy during the festive period. But it's just like I always try and convince them like, Mom, Dad, like how am I not gonna be busy? You know me. So it's just like I try now. And my goal is for January 1st, 2024, is to like not be busy for one day. So hopefully I kind of keep to my promise and not get told off by my parents.
Yeah, that's great. And I think like also what I wanted to emphasize in this episode and like say to all the listeners, wherever you are or whatever you're doing, is
Mm,
because I know, like, especially from my personal experience, sometimes these holidays, like Christmas and New Year, like the way you want to celebrate it, sometimes you can't really. And especially, like, with all the horrible things that are happening around the world, not everyone's going to have that opportunity to celebrate or,
right.
have that safe holiday, unfortunately. So I just want to, like, just share the message that, it's unfortunately, like,
Mm,
it's something that we have to go through. And I just kind of wanted to share my own experience of literally the first time I came to UK was actually on the Christmas day, and yeah,
oh,
yeah. So it's a bit weird. So
that's really nice.
yeah, I mean it's nice, but like I came on the day, which was like people were celebrating, having family like stuff, and it was like, and me and my
Yeah,
mom,
yeah.
we
But it's also like nice, but also weird, like anniversary to have like December 25th. That's actually when I came to this country.
Yeah, exactly. So like yeah, kind of I came on the day and it was like everything was closed and I like literally, that week me and my mom we had to be like homeless because everything was closed and we didn't realize like, that everything is like closed and we won't have because my mom wanted to get
Mm,
help from British Red Cross, but because the organizations
yeah,
are not working, so that was not possible. So it was like we were left in a difficult situation. So
yeah,
I just kind of wanted to say like, yeah, like sometimes people are not
yeah.
able
I'm
to
really sorry.
celebrate or have that safe Christmas and or like maybe they're not in the mood
Yes.
because so many things are happening, which happened to me last year as well, like
Mm,
because I had an asylum refusal, and it was like I had so much going on and then I just didn't want to like I was literally spoiling my holidays this like Christmas and New Year and I was really sad because I spoiled it for my mom as well.
mm,
So I think like I just wanted to share that,
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Sure, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Like, if anyone is listening and like, no matter how like whatever you have going on, please don't hesitate to like reach out to like people around you for help and just please just seek help. It just takes one word of saying like I need help. Please don't hesitate to call your loved ones or a helpline to just say like you need help this Christmas because not as Milana said, not everyone is gonna have the lovely and all their families together. Like some people might be going through. Milana, as you said, like last year you went through asylum refusal. Some people might be going through homelessness, and because for me as well, like I remember like last year I was my like during I was really sick because I don't know if you like noticed I wasn't able to make last year's like Christmas gathering before we belong closed. I literally was in the hospital on the day of the gathering. So like, please, if anyone is listening, like, know you're not alone, and it's not like it's not the end of the world if you're going through something. Especially because I know how emotionally damaging it can be if something like bad happens, especially during festive period and trying to get into the new year. So like, and also because I remember like, I was trying to do master's applications, 7 applications, which was extremely stressful. And trying to meet deadlines when it's a it's a festive season where I'm meant to be resting as well. And I was trying to recover from my sickness. I needed to have like bed rested a lot. So, but it was kind of difficult because I was like, if I don't do this, no one is going to do it for me and trying to meet deadlines. So please, I would advise like take it from me, knowing I've been there. Please don't burn yourself out. Take me a day or two or just a few hours every day. Take it off and try and be present. So like even for me, I would try and do that this year, even though I've got like crazy amount of essays to do. I would try and do that even if it's just for a few hours. Please, if you're listening, just reach out for help and take a lot of break. Take as much break as you need. I can't emphasize how important taking breaks are, especially during this period.
Really sorry to hear that. And yeah, I think like I would absolutely agree with you. And I think sometimes as well, I what I find is like I'm so stressed and I'm worried about an assignment, but like even those like 15 minutes with like with a friend or my family, just like talking about something
Mm,
relaxing, and then that gives me energy and more ideas to continue with the assignment. So that's also beneficial for your work, because sometimes when you just sit there like always
right.
working on it, like sometimes you're not really productive as you want, but like just taking that time to be like
Yes.
focusing on something that is important for you and that gives you energy, like just
Mm,
an interaction or
yes.
a conversation, yeah, will also give you a good charge in terms of your work as well. So I think that's really good.
Yeah, definitely agree. It's just really important for like for your mental health, and also like that's something I'm trying to even like do, especially because I've got a lot of the assignments this year. So it's really trying to like take a break so I can come back refreshed into like and to make new points in the assignment and hopefully get the best grade as I can get. So I can't really stress how important it is to take a break, especially if you're doing something hectic such as an assignment. So yeah, I really agree.
Yeah, and another thing that I want to say is like, if you're not doing something nice, or maybe you can't really be with your family at the moment, we wanted to share this episode to be like connected with you as well. And even if you're listening to this episode for the holidays, at least that way we can be connected, and just to share that we're not alone and we're connected even through this. So we want to emphasize that we're here for you, and we love to be connected. And yeah, we're just so happy that
Yes.
this podcast is growing and you are listening to us. And yeah,
I know.
and our first anniversary is going to be next year. I think I think the first episode was released in February, so it's almost a year that this podcast is running. So we're really excited.
Almost a year old. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's an amazing anniversary. And it's just has been such an honor to be a part of this podcasting community and just being a part of We Belong in general. And like really being able to reach out to other young migrants. And please, like if you're listening, Lana said, like please don't hesitate to reach out to like, We Belong and just know that we're here for you. And like we're using this particular episode to say like we're here and like we see you and like we hear you and like we're using this episode to basically give you lots of virtual hugs this festive season.
Oh, that's lovely. So I think we can finish this episode with something nice, maybe like a wish for the next year for yourself, for our listeners, and just in general for the year. Like, what would
Mm,
you want, Abdullahi?
yes.
Like, what is your maybe like one resolution that you're thinking of?
Oh, there's so many resolutions. Milan, I'll try and like pick the best one. I think there are so many of them. Like I have my list is like growing and growing, but the one for me this year in particular is to finish my masters. It's so important to me that I do that. It's just really finish my masters, and like just in addition to my masters, just really write like a really powerful like dissertation. I want my like that's my goal is to really like finish my masters with like writing a really strong, powerful, empowering, and outstanding dissertation. So it's just that's my big one. This my New Year resolution is just to really finish my masters this year, and I'm praying that like there isn't anything that will hold me back from completing it because life happens. So, but my big goal and like one of my New Year resolutions this year is to finish my masters successfully.
Yeah.
What about you, Milana?
I think for me, us actually kind of similar as well, because I just want to also finish my the first degree that I'm doing is because I'm finding it stressful, and I just want to keep myself like going and keep being motivated, because I feel like I keep being worried that my marks for assignments will be like getting lower and lower. So I just hope that yeah, I will stick to it, and then I'll
Mm,
yeah working on a high level for it. So kind of similar to you. And I think what I want to wish for our listeners is like to yeah like I think like you said, Abdullah, don't burn yourself. And I think like don't reach that emotional burnout or physical burnout, because
mm,
I think like working hard and working a lot is really good, and I think that's amazing, but also we need to prioritize our health and our especially mental health. And at the end of it, like even if you're really overworking, that I don't think that was really helpful and productive in the long term, because yeah, like I'm kind of in a similar stage where I just kept working, and now I'm like I can't be motivated to do anything because I just don't too much. So I was like, oh, I don't want to do anything. So I think like
yeah.
making it like really balanced. So like making a bit of work and then at least 25% of rest. So
Yes.
yeah, I think at least. So I think like let's be healthy in terms of our work mindset and our personal life as well and our rest. So yeah, I hope that all our listeners are able to do that, especially as migrants. There's so much pressure on us, and yeah, we have to do so much like on top of normal things. So
So much.
yeah, we have to remember that actually what is important. We need to remember what is important is ourselves are important, and our energy and the way we feel. So I think that's what is important because that's affecting everything. So if you're not prioritizing yourself, then you won't be effective at all. So just remember that.
I honestly so agree, and it's just, and to kind of add on to what Milana said, it's just really important that you just take the time out. Like, you have the power to decide how much time out you want to take. So that's I can't really stress how vital it is that you just take that break. And as migrants, Milano, as you said, there's so much pressure and there's so much stuff that we're trying to do to like regularize our status and trying to like balance whatever we're doing, if it's like volunteering or education. So it's a lot. So I can't stress how easy it is for someone to like reach the burning out point. So please, if you're listening, please don't reach that stage and like just take a break. Even if it's just like, if you're working on something that's not working out for a while, just be like, I can't do this right now. I can't. And just turn off the laptop, drop the pen, watch TV, do something. Which is also what I'm trying to do, because I'm a person, I find it hard to sit still. So I know how hard it is, and I know how difficult it is to like drop what you're doing. And also that's actually one of my other New Year resolutions, is to take a lot more break. But yeah, it's really important that you do, because we want to continue to be alive for yourself and your loved ones, especially if you're a migrant and you're the kind of one taking on most of the responsibilities. You have to be strong for yourself and your family members, and you have to be like present. So I can't stress how important it is enough. But yeah, it's really important that you do. So if you're listening, please listen to our advice and take 5 minutes, take 10, an hour or two, a few days, however long you want your break to be. Please take a break. It improves your mental state and your mental health in general.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Abdullahi. And I think it really summed up really well our episode, and also coming back to our mood word of new beginnings. In order to make that new beginning and to be like refreshed and new, we need to be rested, right? So we need to be energized. So I think in order to start that new beginnings and to start those new exciting journeys, we need to be in that place of being ready for that. So I think, yeah, if you're not really full of energy, or at least somehow rested, and at least had enough sleep, and just those general things, I think like you're preventing yourself from having those great beginnings. And yeah,
Yeah,
so yeah, I think like honestly, thank you so much everyone.
yeah,
And
that's so important. Yeah, thank you.
yeah, I
Thank
think
you,
like
everyone.
yeah, I think we're wishing you all the best holidays, whatever you're doing, whatever holiday it is, or maybe you're gonna celebrate it in the New Year's, like
Yes.
considering the Chinese New Year and everything else,
Yes.
or like the Eid as well. So I think it's different for everyone, but it's just kind of an episode for the holidays, and yeah, for this break before we go back to our work. So and also, we have a little surprise for you that all the core group members and the staff members were working on recently, that we will hopefully share with you in January, which is really exciting. You know what I'm referring to, Abdullahi. So yeah, it's really exciting. So
Yes, I do. Yeah, I really can't wait.
yeah, so this is the end of the episode, and we hope that you have good holidays, and also you will start your new year, the new beginnings, in a position that is really suiting you. So hopefully that was we really hope that for you. And Abdullahi, do you want to say anything before we end?
Yeah, I just drawing from what you said, like you said it all. It's just, we're really wishing you a happy and peaceful festive season and a happy new year in advance. And like, wherever you celebrate and like whatever you count and celebrate in your festive season, like, just happy holidays. And like, we're thinking of you, and like, we're really sending lots of you like virtual hugs, especially any young migrants listening. And like, I really can't, like, we really can't wait to share the what we've been working on in January. So hopefully in January you guys will be able to see it eventually. And I just want to wish everyone listening and like everyone in the world like a happy holidays and happy new year in advance. And like, I really pray that we all spend this holidays and new year like we all spend in good health be spending with our loved ones, wherever our loved ones may be. So like happy holidays everyone and happy new year in advance. Love to you all.
We have some bonus materials from Amina, one of the core group members and hosts of this podcast, leaving a little message for you. Happy holidays, everyone. Sending out lots of love to you all.
So, even though I don't actively engage in Christmas celebrations, I respect and honor and take part in the spirit of the holiday season. I celebrate New Year's, I attend social gatherings, community events, reconnecting with friends and loved ones. But anyway, on behalf of the core group members, I want to say thanks to everyone for making this year great. To all young people, I wish you a restful winter break. Best of luck with exams, and always remember that your grades don't define you. You are much more than your grades. We love each and every one of you. We are always here for you. We Belong is always here to support you. Happy New Year, happy holidays. See you in 2024.